Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. It looks like we're fighting in this thumbnail and this title, but not at all. And I want to just say that please relax. This is not a fight video. What's up, baby?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning.
Thank you. Now, thank you for coming. Can you please shut my door and go back to what you were doing?
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be done soon, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. This is absolutely from a very friendly place, but it needs to be said. I contemplated if I should make a reel out of this or just a sit down YouTube video, and honestly, this would do it, because if I make a reel, I feel like it could go viral for the wrong reasons. But with this, I can explain where I'm coming from. We can reason together. And please, let's do that. Leave your comments on some of these points I'm going to make right here. So yes, these are the things you cannot try with my husband as a married man. Me as a married woman, or even me as a single girl, I will not try it with a married man. So you know that thing about don't give it if you can't take it. That's why I'm not also going to allow it in my peripheral. Okay. So without further ado, let us jump right into it. Now, you're going to be surprised that some of these issues actually are more mental. So with that said, let me quickly stop here to say thank you and a big shout out to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it is 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who are available to help you in a wide range of issues. If at any point after you sign up you don't even like the therapist you're attached to, you can definitely switch therapists at no additional cost. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or even video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it is convenient for you. Like I said, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge if you're just not vibing with the therapist you've been initially linked with. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Go to betterhelp.com/Tolulokwe to get 10% off your first month, and I've also linked them in the description box below. Now, single ladies who are particularly geared towards married men for comfort, is armless. Perhaps you need this service more than you know. Don't go chatting someone else's husband in the middle of the night. Perhaps it's a therapist that you need. So anyway, for us, sign up on BetterHelp. I've linked everything in the description below. Now, Team Solutions. I know you guys like gist. And what I know is I talked about how there was a conversation with my husband's female friend one time where I was just somewhere randomly and I typed in my password on my phone, and from nowhere behind me I just heard, "Oh, you guys even use the same password," and I'm like, from where to where? And there were some comments in that video like, okay, how does she even know your husband's password? Now, I'm not going to go into all the backstory because I don't have to explain, but this is someone who has known my husband from when they were young, like a very close friend of the family. And even before we started dating, they've been like friends. Now, I'm not going to say that makes it okay, and I think that's why I want to make this video, because I've also had people who, are family friends to me. I feel like you're my brother, you're my guy's guy, but the moment you get married, I understand the boundaries. And it seems like part of the very few who understand these boundaries, and that's why I'm sat here today to talk about it. Please note that this is in no way, shape, or form addressing anything that has to do with me personally. I'm not addressing anybody who is friends with my husband. I'm going to share scenarios of things that have happened, personally, but this video doing it here is to talk to other people from my perspective of how I relate to a married man. I'm not coming here to give any shade to anybody as to how I want them to address my husband. If I have any issues with anybody, I will not be low to sit down and talk about it on YouTube. I addressed it the way it needs to be addressed, which is like between my husband and I. So just said all of that just so we're clear. So like I said, I don't even know if I should start from that one, but yeah, I can kind of start around things that way. Now, first thing I don't do when my friends who are guys get married is try to prove a point or maintain a position after they've gotten married. Why? I literally said it on my Instagram the other day that on my wedding day, my mother-in-law told my husband that your wife is now the most important person in your life, not me. So if his mother, the person that birthed him, could say that to me, why do I think that, oh, because we've been tight, we've been friends from when we were young, he's my guy's guy, I still want to prove a point to his wife, or I still want to try to, be a loggerhead for position? That's so immature, and it is totally unnecessary. Don't be the devil keeping them up, wasting time on fighting about you when for real they could be doing greater and better things in the marriage. And I think that kind of emphasizes the point that I said that lady was trying to make to me. Honestly, I got out of that setting. I told my husband, now because I know she's a family friend, which is why she was even having that conversation with me. I feel like she felt more comfortable as well with me, because it's funny that now we're even friends, even way better than my husband. I did have to have conversations around boundaries. I am very firm on boundaries, guys, but I would have that conversation with my husband, like I said. So I did have to have those conversations because, like I said, some people are just ignorant. Honestly, I feel like for her, she was just trying to prove a point to, oh, I know your husband, we go way back. But like I said, it is totally unnecessary. So I had to put boundaries in place. And right now, both of us ended up being colleagues, ended up working together, ended up being friends. Even like she would ask me something now before she would ask my husband. And again, I put that to the boundaries I have set. I love it for me. And I'm thankful for my husband who actually listens and rides on with these boundaries that I set. Anyway, I digress. But again, there is no point trying to prove a point. Oh, I love that. There is absolutely no point. I've had people tell me that, that there's this friend of my husband, because they go way back, she's now saying that they need to be doing joint account. And I'm just like, does she know you guys are married? Yes. And she's just like, it's chat with her. She was like, they could do a job. Obviously now that is less, but just both of you. It's not like there is a colleague group where you guys are doing it together. Why do you want to have a joint account with a married man? For what? Make it make sense. And not his wife. So for me is, I don't try to prove any point as to, maybe to just show that, I know you, in terms of they're having a conversation and I'm quick to jump and leave your wife living clueless about it. That's just absolutely unnecessary. Now, I even have a better advantage because, like I said, I have known you for the most of your life. I'm talking in regards to maybe the few male friends that, I've had who have gone ahead to get married. But this, your wife probably met you 2 years ago. I need to give her room to know you as much as I've known you. It is not in my place to always try to prove a point to her. It's just witchcraft. It's just absolutely unnecessary. And fill in the blanks of any scenarios that this can fit into. But yeah, that's the first point. Quit trying to prove a point. She's the wife. There's a reason she's the wife, okay? Not you. Now, the second major thing I'm going to say is there is no point being a stranger to the wife but besting the husband. I'm going to share my scenario here. So one time I'd followed my husband to pick up something from one of his friends, and he was like, oh yeah, sure, tag along. He had told me, I'm going to see this person from there, I'm going to pick up this. Again, I'm very, very discerning, very, instincts are like 1, 2, 3. Thank God, thank the Holy Spirit. So I'm like, you know what, I can go visit this person with you. This was like the first year of our marriage. So as much as I also trust my husband, I didn't trust the girl in question. Sorry. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go with you. And since it's just pick up, I'm going to pick it up with you and stuff. I was like, oh, sure, come along. So we went visiting the person together, which was family anyway. So I was welcome. And then on our way coming back, on our way going home, we stopped at this baby's place to pick up the item. And bear in mind that I know of this babe as my husband's friend. There is no female friend that my husband has that I don't know of. I might not be cordial with you or besties with you. I don't have to be, but I know of you, right? So I just know of her. We're not friends, but it's also weird. I think the reason I was like, you know what, let me just come with you was also because, like I said, I don't trust babe. Because you're friends with my husband, but it's like, me and you, I don't even want to see you eye to eye. So that had happened over a period of time, and it's not like, I just don't trust her out of thin air, right? Anyway, so we get to this place, and this was the first time I was actually meeting her in person, right? So We get there, my husband pulls up, calls her to say, oh, I'm outside, you can bring it. And then she comes out. Guys, I'm sitting by the passenger side, right? And then she brings it and she gives it to my husband. And you know, based on our POV, our point of view, I can't like bend down to want to greet you, because she comes out and she's standing by the window. Now, from our POV, you can tell that there is somebody in the car. Like, don't be oblivious. Like, don't even disgrace yourself. You can tell. And I expected, even I had the, attitude of, oh, at least we'll say hi. Guys, best believe that this babe walks to the car. Hey, PG, how are you? And I'm just like, obviously, like I said, I won't break my neck, but I'm just like looking in case she even bends down as a courtesy to say hi. And yeah, you're guessing right. And then she's like, oh, this is the stuff. She talks about like the item and she gives it to him. And then even in the process of giving it to him, so at this point I'm like, because your immediate reaction was not even to say hi, even if it's his sister, even if it's not his wife, because your immediate reaction was not to say hi to me, I just faced my front. I think I was pressing my phone, but obviously I used to be a March Pass member, so I can synchronize with the corner of my eye and see what's going on. Guys, this babe bent down to do something on the item, stand up, and they said, all right, take care, thank you, just transfer to me, that, and she left. And she walked away. And I was just there like, okay, like in which world don't you know I'm his wife? And even if I'm just his house help, does courtesy not demand that you take a look inside and say hi to everybody in the car? And I think that scenarios like this is why I'm always encouraged to make videos like this, because you'll be surprised at the thought process of some people. Call it ignorance, call it the attitude or the background they used to and have grown up with, call it whatever. But just to say that common sense is not common, right? So anyway, she walks away, strutting away. And obviously my husband was so shocked with the fact that, maybe replaying it in his head, he was like, okay, wait, that's weird. Because at that instance, I won't even like to, I'm like, give me your phone. I go through their chat. And it's like, yeah, usual conversations. But during his wedding, you'll say, oh, congratulations. You can't say you don't know me, so to speak. Like, absence. Obviously, my husband and I had the conversation. And there was no point for him now going back to say, so why didn't you greet my wife? No, we're not rivals. There's no point. Again, that goes back to me saying that I hold my boundaries very, very high. Like, I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not do that to any other person. So don't do that to me. During the analysis even, my husband was now reflecting on some of the conversations they would have had, like things where she was supposed to reference me that she would not. And then, like I said, that boundary was just set with him. He had to set it. Like, I just only had to say the obvious, and then that was when he realized and he had to set the boundary. And as they say, the rest is history. So yeah, that's the gist. Again, for me, that is something that is totally out of place, out of order. If you see a friend, yes, it's your friend, yes, whatever, but courtesy demands. Let me tell you what I even do. I greet the wife first. Like, I don't know, I'm always so jumpy around the wives of my friends just because I want them to feel like super comfortable. Sometimes it's like excessive, ma'am. No, we don't have to be friends. I know that. And I don't go chasing friendships with everybody. But if I know that I'm cordial with your man and we have like a very good platonic relationship, most of them are like brotherly relationships that I hold dear, then I want you to be very comfortable with me as well. Because again, like within me, nothing is here, nothing romantic is here, nothing suspicious is here. But I know how, like, even when there is nothing romantic or suspicious, women can feel insecure because men sometimes just have a way of being very nonchalant about things like this. Like, I could literally be telling you, maybe we're talking on the phone for like 2 hours. Maybe I want to talk to you about something important. It could even be business as a married man. For him, he's seeing it as, oh, it's just business. I'm on the phone with my friend. We're talking about business. What's there? But I am considering the fact that the wife might not know that. So what I would do is even tell the husband that, oh, is your wife there? Let me say hi to her. So after I've said hi to her and I said, oh, I'm about to steal your man for like, 1 hour. We're about to talk business. Make her comfortable. And that way, like, there is no point putting someone through all that questions, insecurity, personally, let's not forget that these are the things I don't do, and I'm just trying to shed light on. There's no point, like, if you know within your heart that there is nothing here, then it only makes sense. The same way you tell someone, oh, you look good today, it doesn't take anything away from you. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel happy. That's what I do to the wives of the guys that I'm friends with and I'm cordial with, who are married. Yeah. Another thing I don't do to my friends who are married is tell them something and say, can you keep this a secret between us? Chile, why? Why? Am I your wife? Am I with your sister? Like, even sister, like, why? The two have become one. Now, I understand family traditions, dynamics. Sometimes with siblings, it's not even a secret, but, it's just better that, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to this, my brother. That's fine. Like, it's not everything that has to do with your siblings or family that I even want to know as your wife. That's fine. But when it comes to friendships as well, like, I'm not interested in knowing everything. But the moment you now spell it out, that can you keep this a secret between us? Why? Or more so, not even keep it a secret, is that please don't tell your wife. Why? That's something I would never give or dish to my friend. Like, I know that maybe that's also with the way I choose friendships, right? If the thing is so weighty, bear in mind I'm not saying, oh, everything we say you must tell your wife. But I also know that you're married, right? So if you tell your wife, you probably also trust her judgment, respect her, respect her judgment, that she won't now go and make it an old issue. Like for me, like I said, when I was dating my husband, there were some things that I started sharing with him that not even from a romantic place, just because this person, I see you as my friend and I value your judgment of my life. Like, I understand that you will not use these things against me, so I'm fine to even tell you as a friend. So in the cases where, with my married friends, I will not now say, oh, please, I don't want your wife to hear about this. It's just unnecessary. Like, why? Like, for him, you've also now made him what's it called, CIA, FBI, where he probably now has to delete that chat, or he probably now has to like talk in hushed tones. You're just creating unnecessary drama in somebody else's marriage. Honestly, it's just totally unnecessary. Whatever it is you want to say that you feel like fundamentally his wife should not know about, then it's better you find an avenue where you can express it outside of him. Maybe call your girlfriend, who is, or call your sister. If you don't have a sister, call your mama. If you don't have a mama, pick somebody else. Now he's married, you have no right, in my humble opinion and very firm opinion, to be saying, can you not let your wife know about this? So if she knows, then what? And if it's a life secret, like I said, if it has to do with your wife, then in the first place, you should not even have that kind of conversation with him then, in my humble opinion, again. So there's that. And while we're also on that, there's also like you trying to form I think is a place out of boundaries, not knowing your boundaries. And some of the boundaries that I would say, like, that I feel like I have toned down, even if I used to do it to you before you were married, now you're married, I have no business doing that, is things like, oh, I see you in public and I'm hitting your head. Trust me, this has happened to a couple of people I know, and the wives came back. Like, I was just with the wife and I was like, so rude. And I know that this might seem like, oh, what's there? But honestly, I don't know what it is about, like, me feeling like you shall respect me and my man's enough not to be hitting his head. Like, why are you hitting his head? You can't push his body or shake his hand, or like, not like you're now hitting his head in public. Even me, I cannot hit my husband's head. Why are you hitting his head? Like, it's just plain rude. Even if you guys used to joke around like that before, I feel like drop it. Like, now he's married. And not just because he's married, the wife is there. Maybe, I don't know. Because even if the wife is not there, it should not be like, oh, hypocrisy. But you know how those like gray lines. Then another thing is like the tone of your messages, sending love emojis. Why are you sending red love emojis? I'm in my address. Why will I be sending red love emojis to a married man? For what? What happened to brown? What happened to purple? I'm kidding. Like, but I just feel like tone of messages generally speak a lot. I'm not saying there's anything wrong if you send like, a love emoji, like maybe on the birthday, but like every time you're texting, okay, sweetheart, okay, babe, all right, my darling, love emoji. Why? Like, no, that's somebody else's darling and babe now. Pick somebody else. And honestly, this is not because, I am married and it's easier for me. Even before I got married to my husband, when any of my friends become a whole husband, I caught it. Like, I caught the tone of messages, even if we used to babe or what's up darling each other before. I just caught it. It's just now absolutely unnecessary to me. And last thing I'm going to also say on that note is pet names. Babe and darling is not enough. You now have like a particular pet name that is obviously so petty. Oh, I love that pet name that is petty. The wife is there. That's when I'll now say, oh, Isholami or Ishola. Maybe I'll now be called. What happened to his first name? I don't have to prove a point that I know you're Oriki. I'll now be saying you're Oriki, and it's like I have a different name for you, or even bestie. Like, no, I won't. Like, cut it. There's no besties. Somebody else's bestie now. But there's a lot to take from this, obviously, and I feel like we should keep the conversations going. These are things that people don't come and talk about because, like, okay, it's great. I know that there's nothing between them. Well, there's a 50% chance that there is something between them. Let me just tell you. Obviously, there's another 50% time that it is absolutely no strings attached, but prove it. Like, let your actions show it that you still respect this person. That's what I do. Like, I still respect you, and even more so, I want the wife to feel comfortable with me, so that, like, there's just no point giving somebody else's headache when I know for sure that there is nothing here. That would be witchcraft. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please, let's keep the conversations going in the chats below for sure. I feel like maybe I would have brought my husband in here. Maybe we can do a sequel on another like topic, or maybe from a man's perspective. That would be fun, actually. So hopefully I'll be able to get him here to do that. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Whenever your heart is broken.